So yeah, we'll watch for the bus.
Sure.
All right. So hi.
Hi.
Um, when we get viewers, I'll let you know, but it will go on Ustream. It's called Occupy Vigil TV.
Okay.
And so you were reading our signs. What's your name?
Kirby.
Kirby?
Yep.
I'm Mary.
Hey, Mary.
This will be titled Interview with Kirby.
Okay.
And there is another channel. Um, it's YouTube. It's OPDX. So there's OPDX Vigil TV, and then there's Occupy Vigil TV. So it'll probably show up on the OPDX first. But so, what did you see when you were reading those signs?
Just a general sort of declaration of human rights, and what some people frown upon doesn't mean it's illegal. I guess that it's still protected.
Oh, okay, okay. So what is being protected?
People's ability to peacefully gather. I guess so stuff that's in the Constitution.
Right. Okay, so you were reading that and you saw freedom of speech and Fourth Amendment for having property. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Related to peaceful assembly and all that. Yeah.
Great. We're also saying that there's no special constitution for homeless people.
Right. It's one constitution fits all, actually.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. So it sounds like the Constitution is pretty important to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
In theory, it should be actually followed, but I don't know that it. In theory, it is, I guess, but in practice,
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
Well, I have this notebook now that I just added. Do you see the vigil up on City Hall property?
Mm-hmm.
It's been here since December 1st, and you're welcome to light a candle anytime. It's, just keeping the intention and the prayers and, energy focused on these people who are, there's 2,500 outside of shelter capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on sidewalks, and right here it's kind of nice because we take care of each other.
Right.
And we're in the light, we're by the cop shop, we're under the cameras, we have the security in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a safer place. We still have problems because anybody can come by, and wow, they do.
Right.
But
less than ideal, but not maybe not the worst it could
yeah. So one of the things that happens is the danger of police, because they seize people's belongings and say it's abandoned when they're only 3 feet away from it. And that will include a person's sleeping bag or blanket. And the other thing is the camping ban, which is what that vigil is about. The original intent was it's unconstitutional, and it's just against the Human Rights Declaration and everything else to take away people's bedding or tarp or just any way of protecting themselves, because we obviously don't have a solution yet, and
yeah,
here they are.
A true solution.
Right. So, that's what it's here for, and that vigil is here for you. And in the book that's now pinned to it, you can actually read about like the federal appeals court that told Skid Row residents, for lack of a better word, that they had their right to property and police couldn't seize it. But it's a little slow getting to Portland.
Right. Which is
They-
odd, because it should be already,
Should be already
here, or, be common knowledge.
right. Yeah, this is endangering people. They wake them up, shoo them, wake them up again, shoo them further out until they're in a dangerous part of town, and then everybody's happy except the people dying from, exposure to elements and robbery and rape and
Right.
So anyway, so how long have you lived in Portland?
For like a decade or so.
Okay. Do you see more or less people on the street, or the same?
I don't know. It's tough to say, right? Because it's hard to keep a count on something that's so in flux. But I'd say it's probably about the same, maybe more. But,
Yeah.
I don't think it's like rampantly growing. But
Would you be surprised to hear that the number of homeless families increased in 2011 by 30%?
Just because of the financial crisis and all that, that makes sense with the times, right? But that's that's a scary statistic.
We try to showcase why people are out here and what they're subjected to on that channel. I'm kind of slow to loading because it's a different, it's a process.
Right.
So I'm back up through July on the abridged channel, but the OPDX is caught up, the OPDX Vigil TV, but the Occupy Vigil TV has some really short clips that I find very touching, you know, and educational. And what people have to say, it's obvious that the public who are on the street know what's going on. The question I have is, if City Hall is charged with this, they have the 10-year plan to to end homelessness. It's renewed, 17th year now. Why hasn't somebody done what I'm doing?
Yeah, from their office, right?
Right. Why don't they come down and start?
I think it's because if they actually start to engage with the problem, it'll become highlighted that they don't have solutions because solutions may not be readily available, right?
So calling attention would call attention to their failure.
Right. And that's unfortunate, but I mean, it's human nature, right, to not, confront your failures.
Right. Maybe it's gotten so out of hand that they're really concerned about the backlash.
It might be, right, yeah. And, just because that's their duty, right, and if they can't do it, if they don't talk about it, then that sort of hides the fact that they're not, maybe doing it. And it may not be from a lack of will, it just might be from a lack of resources but, that's why it's important, I think, to have people be, not in your face, but, sort of visible. Then that highlights that there's an issue and that it needs to have energy and whatnot.
Nice. Well, that is why we have been demonstrating out here since December 1st. There was three people who, put the candle on a table with some, spiritual icons and so forth. And in some way, shape, or form, we've had that table with those candles and whatever else people want since December. And people have stayed no matter what the weather. So I actually saw people in tarps that, they can wrap like a burrito, but they can't raise themselves off the ground. They can't use a stick to make that shed water. So I had to come out with a broom and brush the snow off the demonstrators. But amazingly, they were asleep. Number 4?
Yeah, that's me.
It's everybody. So tell me your name again.
Kirby.
Kirby?
Yeah,
K-I-R? Yes, it is. Come back, light a candle, and open that book sometime.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you. That's a very interesting and awesome thing.